Hey everybody, it's GauntletX and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. It has been a little while, but we are back into the full swing of things with flashback draft season, starting with March of the Machine Aftermath. So this is the March of the Machine draft format. It's a set based on the multiplanar invasion of the Phyrexians, kind of the war for the whole multiverse. So a really, really cool set flavorfully where it has cards from all different planes of Magic and a lot of cool and fun mechanics as well. But it's also got Aftermath cards, so it's got additional pretty spicy cards in each pack. One card in each pack is from the Aftermath set, which is like the epilogue set with just like uncommons, rares, and mythics. So there's some high power cards. For a pack one pick one here, we have a pretty powerful mono-colored rare, so a relatively simple pick here, although multiple of those uncommons were quite solid as well, but I like starting with just a really strong mono-colored rare with Doomscar Warrior. This is going to draw us some cards out of our library whenever it damages our opponent, or whenever whatever we put a counter on damages our opponent. That's what the backup ability is. We put a +1/+1 counter on a creature and give that creature this card's abilities for one turn. So cool little value play from Doomscar Warrior that's also just a chunky creature. Pick two, we could take a Lutri the Spell Chaser now. Go green-blue or green-red, and this is just a strict upgrade to our deck if we don't draft any duplicates, which is very easy to do. Once you've drafted a copy of Lutri, you just avoid drafting second copies of anything and get a free kind of 8th card in your opening hand. You will have to spend an additional 3 mana to put it into your hand later, but it's still very, very solid. So I'm going to grab the Lutri here. Let's see what we get pick 3. Okay, we've got a really good blue-red uncommon here. The Kenra Spell Spear was pretty sweet. Just really chunky for the cost. So that could be exciting with Lutri. We've got nothing great in green to go with our Doomscar Warrior. There is a very good piece of blue interaction, though. The Ifara's Dispersal. When your opponent's attacking with a creature and you get to spend 1 mana to bounce it and Surveil 2, this card was pretty sweet, too. A lot of nice stuff in this pack overall. I think I'm actually going to go with this Dispersal here. Maybe try to go green-blue stuff. Pick number 4. Bunch of reasonable cards here. Some white, decent spells, just a good aggressive creature, good removal spell. Looks like there is a green removal spell here. I don't know the Aftermath cards particularly well. I basically only drafted regular March of the Machine, but this looks like a good removal spell. 3 mana, target creature control deals damage equal to twice its power to a creature planeswalker you don't. Yeah, sure. Solid green removal spell. If you have a legend on board, then you get to cast it for just 1 mana instead, which is obviously great. Pick number 5. Alright, well, we were seeing a little bit more decent white cards than anything else, like pick 3 and 4, and now we are seeing like a lot of white spells in comparison to everything else. So maybe we push to white here, green, white, or blue, white, taking like Norn's Inquisitor here for a 1/1 and a 3/3 all off of one spell. Very good rates. Knight of the New Coalition's also pretty good. PNLR's pretty good too. In Brawl, but yeah, it doesn't do a ton in Draft, unfortunately. I remember having a really fun PNLR Brawl deck, so I was a little partial to that, but reading it doesn't actually really do anything in Draft. I'll take the Norn's Inquisitor. And then there's no white cards. Alright. Slightly awkward signals here, but that's okay. We've already got 2 really good green cards, 2 really good blue cards. This pack has some good blue stuff. We can just take another card into one of those colors. There are a lot of really powerful bombs in the set, like a lot of really good creatures and stuff, so the Assimilate Essence style counter played really well. Afar's Dispersal also played really well, but we've got the Lutri in here, so we take the Assimilate over the Dispersal. Invasion of Pyrulia is just okay. Battles are a little bit inconsistent. Gotta work towards getting the flip pretty well. There's a few battles that are like really, really good that I like quite a bit, but any of the middle of the road battles I'm not that excited about, and that green-blue one is one of those. Pick 7, Thornwood Falls, or just like a Wildwood Escort, decent value play. There's nothing incredibly exciting off color, so we might as well just take one of those. I think I'll just take the land first here, overtaking like a decent non-land common, because if we ever see a second copy, we're not going to take it when we have a Lutri. but we can take multiple copies of lands. Pick 8. Saiba Cryptomancer was perfectly fine. Solid little hexproof trick. You get a chump blocker and you save one of your creatures from a removal spell. I do like the Blight Reaper Thallid a lot too. Not a single black spell yet, but the deepest color we have is only 3 cards deep, so I don't think it's crazy to speculate on Thallid over Cryptomancer, especially when I can only take 1 copy of everything if I'm playing Lutri anyway. So if we see just another copy of Cryptomancer later, then that pick will have been a waste. Let's see, Carapace, Oculus Whelp, Flywheel Racer, and Jungle Hollow. Not pumped about anything here. I'll grab a Jungle Hollow. Pick 10, Blighted Burgeoning could help us splash around if green and blue are the core colors. Put some of this other stuff in. Pick number 11. Fertilid's Favor also helps splash, but it's a little less efficient. Still better than everything else in this pack for what we're doing right now. Although I do like the Ichor Drinker and like Sacrifice kind of decks like Black-Red and stuff. That's just not where we're going to end up in this pod. Skittering Surveyor is another good way to fix our mana. So we got a couple dual lands. We have a Fertilid's Favor, we have a Blighted Burgeoning, we have a Skittering Surveyor. We're at a pretty good spot to be splashing around if we need to. And here's yet another duel. All right, pack 2, pick number 1. Not much for green and blue. We might take that very mid-tier battle now. There's a little Pyroclasm effect, 2 damage to all creatures. Decent little value play out of black. Yeah, just not a whole lot going on in this pack. We'll take the green-blue battle since those are our deepest colors. Okay, Kogla and Yadaro are very strong, but we need to hit double red to cast them. There's no mono green card in this pack. The blue cards are pretty filler. Agar is nice if we play a bunch of burn spells. Any spells that are dealing excess damage to our opponent's stuff are going to be drawing us a card. But we don't have any burn spells yet. We're not in red at all yet. I mean, I think if I'm going to go speculative, I'm going to go big speculative. Get Kogla and Yadaro here. Strobe Knight's a really nice card. Any turn you cast 2 spells in 1 turn, you also spit out a 2/2 Vigilant Knight, which is absurd. Some good black spells in here, like Deadly Derision. But Strobe Knight is great. Here's some good green stuff now, particularly the Moloch. It's very dependent on what your opponent is playing, but if you're playing against blue or black, this card is just exceptional. Otherwise, 3 mana, 4/2 flash, not that exciting. Meeting of Minds and Moment of Truth, both fine draw spells. But they're at common, so we're more likely to find a copy of them later than Moloch. Ooh. Emoti's a really good value play. 5 mana for a 3/1. But then you cast the next spell out of your deck that costs 4 or less for free, and then any 6 mana or greater spells you're casting are also casting a second spell for free. I really enjoy Emoti, and I'm going to take her here. Pick 6 is not the most exciting. There's a really expensive removal spell. And there's a Convoke Flying Aura. Grab this aura here. Portent Tracker looks pretty great for us. Ramping to our high mana value cards, which we're going to want to draft a few more of to go with our Emoti. Filler War Historian. Just get enough on-color stuff. Nothing here. Nothing here. There's that moment of truth. Wary Thespian's a reasonable 2-drop. We're wheeling some solid commons. And we'll see what we open up in pack 3. Well, Mega Bomb, double black rare. So much for Koglin Yadaro. We're heading the black direction then. We're playing Jungle Hollow. And probably Phyrexian Gargantua then, if we're already playing a double black card. Maybe the Thallid as well. Pack 3, pick 2, Deadly Derision now, getting deeper into black. Actually, Artistic Refusal is really good, and that's in our main color. We'll take that. It's also 6 mana or higher for Emoti. Borborygmos and Thibblethip. Yep, that seems pretty absurd. Splash that in. Halo Forager, we're already playing black. Wow, okay. This deck is really turning into some splashy spice in this final pack. We just added a Breach the Multiverse and a Borborygmos Thibblethip in here. It's possible we still play Koglin Yadaro if I'm now splashing in at least a single red. This card can get cycled when we don't have double red. Shuffle it back into our library and draw a card. Even if there's no artifacts or enchantments on board, you can do that. So that's pretty interesting. We already have an Animist Smite, so we're not going to take a second copy. Urn of Godfire at this point might be reasonable for this deck with how splashy we're getting. I can't take a second Blighted Burgeoning. Could take a Blade Master or Stoke the Flames. Or an Urn, really. I think I'm going to take an Urn here. Pick 6. If we have a bunch of good abilities, Omen Hawker is good, but I don't think we have that many cards to work with it. There's nothing else in the pack, though. It's Halo Hopper or Omen Hawker in our colors. Yeah, I guess I just take the Omen Hawker and we'll count them up later. Can't take a second Portent Tracker. Bloodfell Caves is helpful. We are splashing red and black, but also Tangled Skyline's a very reasonable defensive card. You gain 5 life and get a 5/5 with reach. But I'm going to get that fixing. We're going pretty crazy with this mana base. Converter Beast is a nice defensive card, a 0/1 and a 5/5 off of 1 spell. We aren't playing any white, so we don't need Blossoming Sands. Pick number 9. Vanquish the Weak. Sure. We did wheel a Deadly Derision, which is wonderful. Get our 1 copy of that we're allowed to play. Might be turning blue into the splashiest splash. Flywheel Racer can help with mana too, but it's one of the dirtiest ways. But we're already playing an Urn, so we're already getting pretty dirtily. Already playing Favor. Take a Gloomfang Mauler. Already have 1 Burgeoning. So we can't really play the second, but I'm not going to play the 4 mana mediocre black creature. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and build this deck, shall we? Lutri in the companion slot. Let's see what we've got. We've got 17 creatures. If I drop Omen Hawker, I could drop Omen Hawker, Assimilate Essence, Moment of Truth, Wingspan. I could cut mostly blue here. And that could help the mana base a lot to simplify it. I don't think Seed of Hope does all that much. Maybe Invasion of Pyrolia is another blue card to cut. Herd Beast is not the craziest. 4 cuts to go. I wouldn't mind just dropping these 4. Let's do it. 40 cards now. Count up our colors. Green, the most important color by far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ideally, let's go 9 green sources. From there, we have black, second most important. We currently have 4, 5, 6. I think we can drop down to 5 with the green fixing and the Surveyor, the Urn, and the Racer. Going to blue now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and red we have 1, 2, 3. I only have 2 red cards in the whole deck. One of them does want double red, but can be cycled with just a single red, so I think I'm going to drop down to 2 red and 4 blue. Although the blue cards, none of them need double blue. Artistic Refusal, I guess, needs double blue, but we can convoke it. We only have 3 blue creatures to convoke it, though. I guess I'd rather go 3 blue, 3 red than 4 blue, 2 red. So we'll do that. Yeah, the mana's going to be a little bit sketchy, but there's huge bomb power in here. There's a lot of fixing towards it. A little bit of interaction. Very bomb heavy, March the Machine-y style deck. We'll see how this does as we hop back in the format. Alright, here we are for game number 1 of this draft. Playing against black-white. Emoti is the draw. If they can't remove this Portent Tracker, we've got some options next turn. Slam it down a 4-mana card turn 3. There's Daxos from our opponent. That's scary enough to want to blow that up instead of just playing a Doomscar Warrior. Maybe, considering when we play Doomscar Warrior, we get the backup trigger. But I guess, since I only have the 1 removal spell in this hand, I'll just play the 5/4 trample. Lose a little bit of Doomscar Warrior value to be mana efficient. Okay, that's fine. They sack a card to kill a card. Until they flip that battle, we're actually up a card in that exchange. I don't have any blue mana in this hand, which is not great for the Emoti and the Halo Forager. There's another land, which I will keep towards Breach the Multiverse. And we'll get a blue mana off Deadly Derision whenever we blow something up. I could see Deadly Derisioning something, and then using the treasure to Halo Forager and recast it to get another treasure, and then using that treasure to Emoti. This hand seems really good, even if I don't immediately have the mana. Whenever source controls deals damage to you or a permanent you control, they lose 2 life unless they pay 1. Okay, I can just target and destroy her, so I will just target and destroy her and get my blue mana. I was just trying to read if there was any kind of ward or hexproof protection, so I didn't just waste a card there. If I draw any land this turn, I'm just casting Breach the Multiverse. It will be a shame to not have access to the blue mana anymore, but we're not gonna wait to play a massive bomb. Okay, I drew a really good draw here. with Skittering Surveyor, because it's going to give me the blue source and allow me to choose not to play Breach the Multiverse this turn anyway. Whenever this deals combat damage to a player or battle, return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. So we make sure that doesn't hit us. So unless they play like a flying trick, we'll be fine. I'm going to play Emoti here, which will mean if I don't draw another land, I don't play Breach next turn, but that's fine. No flying trick, please. What happens if they flip this? Oh, they get a really mediocre equipment. Okay, I don't really care if they flip that. Alright, removal spell on Emoti. Block the Archpriest to stop them from picking a card up from grave and getting an equipment. No Breach this turn. We can play Converter Beast and have a 5/5 blocker to stop the Archpriest. Looks great to me. We have a 5/5 blocker and a chump blocker. Deal 3 to an attacking or blocking creature. Okay. That's chill. Can chunk up their Invasion of New Capenna with our Portent Tracker. It's a very strong rare. Incubate 3x times, so they got a 1/2 and 2 3/3s alongside it. They can also flip them for free by tapping it later. We go 5/5 for 5/5 Death Touch with a bunch of abilities. Very good trade for us. Find a Gloomfang Mauler, which I can Swamp Cycle to know that I play Breach next turn. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? I have the port. I could have played Breach last turn, too. Yeah, let's just Breach. Let's just Breach. The Emoti over Phyrexian Gargantua. An Archpriest here. Archpriest targeting back up on Converter Beast. Get the trigger. How many cards are left in my deck? 13. Yeah, I can take a Gargantua. Oh, that's straight to the battlefield, too? It's not even to hand? Wow, okay. Yeah, there's the concession from our opponent. I did not read exactly how good their rare was. My lord. I have forgotten some of these March Machine cards, but still get a handed victory there off of the sheer power of Breach the Multiverse. That is going to be 1-0 heading to game 2. All right, here we are for game 2. Slow hand with a lot of late game power. Gotta draw some lands here, but the Mauler is the third land at least. Flywheel Racer is also sort of a land anytime we crew it. I think I'm Swamp Cycling first, though. SRAM, drawing them a card whenever they play an aura, equipment, or vehicle. Very good value play. It does mean Kogla and Yadara will probably have some discard targets where we can blow up one of their equipments or auras or something and draw a card at the same time. There's an enchantment. I don't mind just blowing up that egg. Essentially killing a 4/4. Drawing a card. If I play Doomscar Warrior and they don't kill it, then I'll have blue for a Moti next turn, but if they kill it, then I'm doing nothing this turn. I think it's better to just cycle. I mean, there's also the fact that I'm getting close to casting Koglan Yadaro. Alright. Please do not kill Doomscar Warrior. That's a good start. They're spending half their mana on picking up a land. They got a 2-mana or less removal spell. Maybe. If they're attacking. I think I have to not block because I need the second red from Flywheel Racer to play Koglan Yadaro. And obviously if Doomscar Warrior dies, that's pretty bad too. Okay. Play our big buddy. I could attack with Doomscar Warrior into the 4/4. I trample over for 1 and then it dies, so I draw the card off of it, but I'm just going to get Koglan Yadaro out now. Go big. Make sure we resolve this before they potentially blow up our second red mana. All kinds of different choices that we could have made this game if we wanted to play it more value-oriented, more early game risk for long-term reward by just playing it really slow and getting a Moti down before Koglan Yadaro and things like that. So they have 3 to an attacking or blocking creature here. I think I don't really care if they do that. That's fine. They spend 2 of their cards just to kill our 1 creature. Oh yeah, that's super fine. We got plenty more value to take over the game. Let's go. Much as I'd love to play Moti, I think it's better to just get a Doomscar trigger. Play other stuff right now. Oh wow, that is a lot of options. Probably Moloch, since they're a black deck. Although a revealed Moloch's a lot worse. It is still good. During Bond Warden and another Plains cycle. So they get another counter on the board. They poke us with the Menace. Everybody mills a card. Alright, no draw from Moloch, but that's fine. We need it out to get blue mana. Or just more mana, period. Borbergmos Fibblethip. Enters or attacks, draw a card, then discard any number of lands. Deals twice that much to target creature. So I can play this, draw a card, discard a forest, kill Oilcaster. Or I can just play Emoti. Just keep playing great rares. This is not high enough mana value to draw us any more off of Emoti anyway. And I've got the 1 mana shoot Oilcaster because I have a legend out. Jesus. Jeez Louise. I'm definitely not playing perfectly here, but this deck is so powerful. I'm really happy with what we scooped up in this draft pod, particularly like pack 3. I think we just got multiple absurd rares in an already kind of splashy deck. Wild stuff. All right, yeah, it's not going to be good enough. That is 2-0 heading to game 3. All right, here we are on the play for game number 3. This will be our first mulligan. No green source in the opener is going to be pretty unkeepable for this deck, and we have dodged our 9 forests this time. Second hand is better, but still quite risky with only 2 lands. We draw any land, and we've got Blighted Burgeoning going, though, so I think we still have to keep it. I think we ditch one of these 6-drops is the safest option. In case, like, the Burgeoning gets blown up or something. Let's get rid of the Artistic Refusal here. We're playing against Boros. Some red-white good stuff. First play is a 2/2 flyer. Whenever an instant or sorcery deals damage to us, they get to bring this back from the grave with haste. Okay, that's really scary. Run out Blighted Burgeoning, get our mana going. Luckily, War Historian has reach, so it theoretically holds the Phoenix off of us. So Wary Thespian. 4 mana to play around with. I'd rather be mana efficient here. I think I would. I'll play a Thespian and flip my egg. Find a Bloodfell Caves. We're currently on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Enough for everything but Gargantua already. But I do need a second black. I think I will keep that. See if we can get a Doomscar Warrior draw trigger next turn. Lithomantic Barrage. 5 damage to my Thespian. Oh, 1 damage to my Thespian. It's 5 damage if it targets a white or a blue card. Cool. Plane Cycle. And we get our value here off Doomscar Warrior. Draw me a card. Sorry for the nightmare noises coming from my fridge. Take another life gain land. We've already got 2 color of every color thanks to Blighted Burgeoning plus blue or red or black or green. Scrappy Bruiser, get a good old 3/4 down. Poke me for 2. I'm down to 16. There's just a basic for us. Doomscar trades into Bruiser and draws no more cards. That's okay. I think we just play Gargantua. Losing some more life, and they're hitting us in the sky because we're not playing the reach creature, but I think the value's worth it. Do we want to just get this Bruiser out of the way? Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. Warrior's already gotten its 2-for-1 value. Obviously, if they don't block, this is just great for us. They did not block. Halo Forager. Have any targets? We can Lithomantic Barrage, but there's no targets for that right now. So maybe it's the Sandstalker. And if they play any removal spell next turn, then the Halo Forager is going to be a lot better. I'll take a gamble on Forager. Trample equipment, okay. I mean, this looks great. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Lethal? That has been smooth sailing so far in the return to March the Machine. That is 3-0 heading to game 4. Alright, really solid opener here this time. We're on the play for game number 4. Just a bunch of good cheap cards, which is what we want to do in the early game, draw into our good big stuff later. I'm going to lead off with this Thallid here. I don't really want to play the 3-1 against a 1-1. Okay. I usually like to just flip Thallid immediately so they can't destroy it and stop me from getting all the extra value. Probably play Historian next turn, again just playing the chunkier cards. Thrill Seeker just to get some counters on the Rotten Tail, not to do the ping ability. That is super fine. Gotta Vanquish the Weak if I want to stop them from pinging something for 1, but I'm not really that worried. Thallid for Rotten Tail is fine. We get our 1-1 of value. We drop a Historian. I guess Rotten Tail and Thrill Seeker is really cute in the reverse, where they put the counters now onto the Thrill Seeker to be able to ping something. Is that what we're gonna do? Spend the turn killing Historian? No, just setting up to be able to. Okay. Guess we'll prep up the Fertilid's Favor. This is fine. If I try to Fertilid's Favor, they just respond by sacking. So we'll just play Thespian and put the Loot Tree in hand. Absolutely keep that Converter Beast. And we are ready to cast anything that we draw into. We're also ready to blow up 2 of their power 3 or less creatures off of Loot Tree. We're 1 mana away from double Fertilid's Favoring instead. Gonna have a lot of powerful options soon. This will be our first game. I think we're actually gonna cast Loot Tree. A little Haster. Hasty 2-3. It's not really scary till it flips. Then they've got a 3-4 flyer down. Okay, there's nothing to double kill with Vanquish yet, but I could still hold on to it rather than playing Converter Beast. So I have that opportunity in their end step if they play almost any other creature. I guess if they play like a big green creature, won't be great. Okay, that is perfect. So if they can't counter this, this should be pretty much the end of the game. I don't even know if you have to full control mode for Loot Tree. You probably don't. Okay. They just have removal spell and Thespian, but we've wiped their board. They're down to 2 cards in hand. Surveil a land into our grave. copy that. I'm going to target that. And they are both dead. Animist's Might, not the most exciting draw. But now we've got backup removal if they play anything scary. They're down to 9 life, facing 11 power next turn. Sorry, 10 power. And there's the concession from our opponent. Great stuff from Lutri, and that is a 4-0 run now. We are undefeated all the way to at least the break-even point on gems. We get one more win, and we're in the money. All right, here we are on the play for game number 5. This hand's a little bit awkward. The colors are pretty decent, but there's no blue. The big problem is that it's just not doing anything until later. So we could mulligan this, but I'm going to go for a bit of a gamble here, and we hope to draw any of our early green plays, particularly the ramp ones. Because if we hit basically any of those, this hand is going to become exceptional, and we did hit a Blighted Burgeoning. So if our opponent doesn't have the main deck enchantment removal, this hand is now incredible. So the gamble did pay off here, but it was a very reasonable hand to mulligan. I think you would be very justified in mulliganing that opener. But luckily it did pan out for us so far. We're against an aggressive color pair, so maybe it'll stop working out for us quickly. We'll see. There's a double striker they can throw that equipment onto. That'll be scary, but there's another green ramp card. There are no instants or sorceries in grave yet for Halo Forager. Portent Tracker is also really good with the Burgeoning in particular. We can double up the mana from it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got Breach the Multiverse mana next turn if they don't blow up our Portent Tracker or our Blighted Burgeoning. But here comes the Double Strike Menace, 2-power creature. Makes a treasure every time it hits us too. Here comes the very scary Double Striker. We take 4, they get 2 treasures. They get to dump their hand out really quickly as well. I could have animated the egg and then tried to double block, but that would not have panned out well, because they could just first strike damage the 2/2 for 2, and then regular damage the 1/1. Kill both. They're just going to spend all their mana flipping the Dune Shaper. That's pretty fine by me. Okay, we can breach the multiverse here, so I don't really see an argument not to, unless I try to wait till 10 mana to double it with Lutri, but that just seems greedy. I think this is the best way for us to likely stabilize this turn. If I play Emoti, I can play Emoti and Halo Forager, but there's nothing to Halo Forage. If I play Gargantua, I'm only playing Gargantua. I'm basically only playing one spell here, so I think that spell should just be Breach the Multiverse. So we got this gigantic Mauler. That's a perfect target. And we got their Aurelia. Beautiful. Okay. They're over it. They don't even want to see what happens from there. That is 5-0. Heading into game number 6. Here we are on the play for game number 6. We'll see if we run up against anybody who is fast enough to really punish us for these slow hands, but they have been working out incredible so far, so I guess I'll just keep rolling with it. Got a lot of great late game value here, so I'm just going to stick to it and see how it plays out. Rakdos, another pretty aggressive color potentially. Just setting up our mana. Okay, that's going to look suspicious, but whatever. They're a black deck. We could draw an extra card here. Not a red spell. Fingers crossed. Black spell, black spell, black spell. Let's go. Really good stuff from Moloch. Draw a card. And kill this gremlin. Just a beautiful start for us. Okay. They hate it. We just 3-for-1 them. We get a 4-2, we kill their gremlin, we draw a card. And they're immediately over it. They still very well had a chance there if they have like good rares in their deck, but we were going to have a really good time in that exchange. Kill that, get this, next turn play a land, favor up towards Emoti, I guess. Have the biggest creature on board, hit for 5. Actually hit for 7, this is 2 counters. Yeah, or 6, not 7. Really, really good start for us off that Moloch. And that's 6-0. Easy as can be, just a smooth run all the way into the final battle. We are undefeated in the final boss here, which means we have 3 shots at getting max prize out today. All right, here we are on the play again. Great luck with the play draw coin flips today. This is a wonderful hand, like most hands in this deck. Relatively slow, but we are on the play, and this guarantees the mana for Borborygmos Fibblethip to do some great stuff. Coppercoat Vanguard starts our opponent off, buffing all their humans. I can't play Borborygmos and Fibblethip no matter what I do here next turn, so I could play the tap land and then save the swamp for later here as the plan. I think that's the play. Tap land and a 3-3 next turn rather than playing Fertilid's Favor. One damage. Yay. Errant and Giada. 3-3. Flash Ward 1. The Ward 1 from the Coppercoat Vanguard is actually really rough here because it's going to stop Borborygmos and Fibblethip from killing Errant and Giada the turn we play them. And I don't have any other good plays, so I think I need to just run out Borborygmos and Fibblethip killing the Vanguard instead. I do have a double red card in this deck. So we discard 1, deal 2. This holds off the 1-1 if they kill Borborygmos, but this is also a mana dork, so I highly doubt they're attacking with it. We might as well sneak our 1 damage in. Okay, there's their removal for Borborygmos and Fibblethip. Means Errant and Giada are going to try to run away with this, but there's our removal for their removal. Perfectly timed draw here. Then we can discard 2 lands to kill Errant and Giada. Gross. And I've got the mana to put Borborygmos and Fibblethip back in the deck if they try to kill them again. Couple 2/2s. And a 1/2, and Borborygmos and Fibblethip just running away with it here in theory. Play Converter Beast, hold up the mana to protect Borborygmos and Fibblethip. If we don't need to protect them, then we flip the egg. There's the concession from our opponent. All right, an absolutely explosive return to March the Machine. A very bomb-heavy return where we splashed around for some really good rares and won a lot of games with them. Several wins with Borborygmos and Fibblethip and Breach the Multiverse. Just play great rares, win games of Magic, the age-old strategy in powerful draft formats like this. Yeah, very happy with this draft. It's hard to argue with a 7-0 completely undefeated run. We even got a win off the back of a Lutri with that double Vanquish the Week game. So we got some great stuff off Blue Tree, some really good value off of Doomskull Warrior in those early games. And near the second half, it felt like a lot of bomb wins with Breach the Multiverse, Borborygmos. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff from the deck. Not much else to say about it. A wonderful return to March the Machine so far. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send us more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.